Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. As you may have noticed, I didn't upload a video last week, just spending time with family, being busy with life and my dog and everything. So thanks for sticking around, but we are definitely back on the YouTube grind here today. On today's episode, we don't really have a big mail day. Instead, we had a couple big sales, even though I have been slacking a little bit still with my eBay listings, but I'm really trying to get back on that. I have a new buying strategy that I'm testing out the last couple days with. It's on eBay. Due to that strategy, I feel like I got a really good deal this morning on a pretty big card in comparison to this series. Probably the biggest card that I've had since the videos have started. So pretty cool stuff. Make sure you stay tuned for that card. I don't have it with me, but I will show you the eBay page and basically what I paid for it and everything. Then at the end, we'll look at the recap basically for the month of May, how we stack up against the previous months and where we want to be the next month. But you guys know I couldn't leave you completely hanging without some sort of mail day. So we have 4 cards here. Nothing really too crazy. I do have 2 more in the mail coming in. I honestly didn't do too well on them. I think I probably overpaid on those and they're lower end stuff. One of them is like a celebrity card again. These first 2 are courtesy of our good friend Jordy Cards. This is from his Whatnot stream. We have this Kevin Garnett slab. It is just a SGC 8, so it's really not worth too much, but I think people just like slabs just to have slabs. It's just kind of a cool one. So we have this Jamar Chase Leaf Vivid. It is numbered 1 out of 10. This was from a different stream here. This is a Jordan Hawkins on a Motif Gallery Graphs autograph on a 99. This was kind of like a blind buy. Like I didn't even look up really what this was worth. I saw it was Steve Young. It is numbered out of 50, and it's like a very cool like commemorative Super Bowl patch. I decided to take a shot on it. I think I got it for like $5 or $6. And similar cards of like different players have sold for like 30 to 40. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to get for this one. So again, we had about 2 weeks in between last episode and this episode. So of course the sale numbers will be a little bit higher. We had about 20 sales for about $300. That's pretty solid. I feel like that's pretty expected. I feel like we normally do about $150 a week in sales. So I feel like that's pretty consistent. Most of those were on eBay. I did have a couple big sales over on the Discord. Then I did have a pretty decently big show over on Whatnot. Starting with eBay, we had this Blake Corum Contours, sold for $1.81. Then I sold this Shohei Ohtani jersey medallion for $10. We finally sold this Gabe Jacas auto for $10.99 from Illinois. Glenn Robinson autograph also sold for $10. So the Scoot Henderson out of 75 rookie from Mosaic sold for $8. This Noah Clowney out of 49 autograph rookie autograph sold for $11. Cam Whitmore out of 25 rookie sold for $10. We sold this Wendell Moore RPA out of 88 for $11. Jackson Churio patch from Donruss Orange Cracked Ice sold for $6.99. Walker Buehler out of 99 Aces card, really cool looking card. Accepted best offer for $4. Why not? We had this Donovan McNabb out of 10 from Topps Finest. Accepted best offer for $17. I had it listed for $20. Figured why not? Pretty big sale here. We had this Jatavion Sanders RPA out of 10 with a Nike swoosh. Accepted a best offer for $48. A decent profit on that guy, so I'm happy with that. Really cool Obsidian card here. Tyler Nubin patch. Accepted a best offer for $5.99. This Bijan Robinson, numbered out of 99, rookie out of Prestige. Sold for $8. Small one here, Corey Dillon out of 49 from Obsidian, not a big name player or anything. Sold for $2.50. Ben Wallace, I accepted a best offer for $14.50. Very cool card. It was hard to let that one go for sure. Roma Dunze Blue Scope sold for $6.99. Finally, this Lou Dort sold for $1.40. Then over on the Ryan's Cards Discord channel, I made a couple sales like I mentioned before. I sold this Naz Reid for $20 shipped. The Naz Reid autograph, pretty cool card there. I think it's a pretty solid deal considering what I paid for it. And then next up, I'm not going to mention every single card, but here's a picture of the whole lot that I sold to this guy. He was interested in a lot of my cards, and these were the ones that he picked out. A lot of those slabs you saw in the last episode, a lot of the cards you've seen in the past. I ended up doing $95 shipped with that offer. I think it's a more than fair deal. Some of these I've had for a while too, so I was more than happy to make a deal. And then over on Whatnot, I did about $53 in sales in one of my shows. It was a pretty good show. I ran through a lot of dollar card stuff. Not really anything you've seen in the videos in the past, but a lot of lower end stuff that I had. But we're still going to count it. I think that's more than fair. Yeah, there's one guy who had a pretty big stack of cards. Really cool there. He got some good deals. I was giving up for some pretty good deals. So it was my biggest Whatnot show, I guess, that I've had so far. I'm really glad that we ended up having another new buying strategy that I believe I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. Happens over on eBay. I know it's not a super crazy strategy. People probably know how to do it, but I just discovered it and I started doing it recently. Navigating to like the basketball card page or the football card page where you see every single listing on the entire website that's considered a football card, and you sort by which ones end first. So then you're basically just scrolling down the whole page and you're looking at every single listing as an auction that's about to end. And then what I look for are listings that have like a lot of bids, because a lot of those auctions are pretty garbage, I'm not gonna lie. You see a lot of base cards listed for like $4 at an auction. Like, what are we doing, man? So that's why I look for auctions that have like 2, 3, 4, 5, or even more bids. So then I look at that card, like, hey, this is a pretty cool card. And I comp it, see where we're at, then I'll place like a max bid of where I want to be. It's a pretty fun strategy. It's pretty addicting, I'm not gonna lie. You can definitely spend a lot of time on there, but you can also get some really good deals. Yesterday I saw like a Shaquille O'Neal autograph go for about $60 below comps, which I almost bought. Like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar auto went pretty cheap as well. So you can get a lot of good deals. I think a lot of the deals have to do with like what time of day you're buying at. Because if you're buying at like 9 o'clock at night, I feel like it's gonna be hard to secure a really good deal. But for example, this morning I got a pretty good deal. I bought it at like 8 in the morning. So people are either at work because it's a Friday, or people are still sleeping in. I think early in the morning, or even just midday, I think dinner time is not a good time to do that strategy, but I'm gonna keep doing that strategy. I think it can be pretty effective when it comes to buying like higher end cards. The card that I bought, again, about to show you, I would consider to be a high end card compared to the cards that I currently have. If I'm able to get cards for pretty below comps, I think we could start flipping some bread here. Higher end cards, I know we don't really have the bankroll for that. We don't have much money. We're almost at about even this morning, and then I spent that card for about $90. I bought the card for about $90, so we're in the hole again, but I'm pretty confident we'll be able to almost double our money there. So this is the card that I bought this morning. $89. After shipping and taxes and everything, it ended up being about $100 even. The PSA 10 Angel Reese Green Pulsar Kaleidoscopic Rookie out of 25. Again, PSA 10, and it's Pop 1. If you don't know what Pop 1 means, that means that's the only one of that exact card that is a PSA 10. So we have the only PSA 10 of this exact card, which is really cool, and I think that only increases the value here. I know it is a lot of money in WNBA. WNBA holds a lot of value, and Angel Reese is one of the bigger faces in the league too. When I'm looking at comps here, other kaleidoscopics out of 25, like this one here, it's not the same Green Pulsar one, but it's the Mojo out of 25. Sold for $100 raw on eBay. Back even another week, this Mojo here, also out of 25, also sold for $116 raw. I go back even a little bit further. Somebody did grade one of the Mojos, PSA 10. At an auction, it sold for $182. If you just compare the two auctions, it's also a PSA 10, also numbered out of 25. I bought mine for $90, and that one sold for $182 at an auction. I'm actually really excited about that purchase. I'm still half expecting the seller to come back with some lame excuse. Like, oh, I lost it. I forgot I sold it already on Whatnot or something like that. I've seen stories like that on Reddit all the time. So I'm expecting that to happen still until I see an actual order update where the card has been, or a shipping label has been created. Assuming the seller does honor the sale and ship me the card, we got a really good deal on that. Ever spent that much money on a card before? Yes. Have I spent that much money on a card before on one card to flip? No. Scary, but it's a lot of fun. So here's the final Excel sheet for the month of May. So today is May 30th. So technically we still have some time to get more sales for this month. These are all the sales we mentioned here. The Whatnot sale, these are kind of estimates here. I don't really know exactly how much I netted, but so we're still down $66 just because I added the Angel Reese. But we were up $34 before that happened. And we had $603 in sales for the month. Now if you remember, in April, we had $696. So we were like a lot closer to that number than I was expecting to. Or if I was more consistent and better about listing my cards and stuff. Basically, if I didn't have to do finals and I didn't have to finish up school, I could have listed more cards, where it leads you to believe that maybe I could have made a few more sales and then possibly beaten the last month or beating April sales, which felt like an anomaly to us at the time. Seeing that number and then seeing the number that we're at now and how busy of a month it was, still almost there, man. Definitely is not an anomaly. Proof is right here that we should definitely be selling on Whatnot, and we should definitely be selling on the Discord. It boosts our sales. It's more areas that more methods we can use to sell cards. The more the merrier in that. So again, another really solid month. We sold a lot of higher end cards. Let's just set the bar for $600 again. $600 in sales. I think that'll be our bar at this point. If we can beat that, I think we'll be happy. But obviously, we want to do more. So what that means for me is I need to be more consistent in buying cards. I need to be more consistent in listing cards. I need to be more consistent in pursuing sales on Whatnot or on the Discord as well. So I think if we can stay locked in this month, I think we can definitely exceed the $600 threshold here. So thank you guys for all the support. Thanks for another solid month. Really excited to keep this going. I really want to go to a card show at some point soon. Hopefully this summer at some point, I'll be able to go to my first card show.